Hi folks, it's Kenny here. I'd like to do a little review or a bit on the Saga HT-10 DIY guitar kit, sometimes known as the PRS kit. This is like a top of the line Saga one. These retail for anywhere between £150 and £200, whatever that is in dollars. And it's designed to look a bit like a PRS, Paul Reed Smith guitars. And it's got a bit of a flame on the little veneer here. So if you paint it with transparent lacquers and paints, you'll get the flame effect. And it'll look lovely if you know what you're doing. And you can put all your own parts on the guitar, although it comes with everything to complete it anyway. So what you end up with at the end of it is your own personal guitar that you built with your parts, painted the way you want it. You'll not make a profit buying these and painting them up and selling them. It's not that much. You put a lot of labour into them. So here's my one. Now the big thing about these is painting and finishing, to be honest. You could build one in half an hour if you just got your screwdriver out and went for it. But obviously you want to get some kind of finish on there. Now I wanted a transparent amber, a really deep amber colour that you get in a lot of the PRSs. So I bought some nitrocellulose lacquers. I bought aerosol cans because I don't have my own spray with. I bought 3 aerosol cans. I bought amber for the front, clear amber, so you can see the flame through it. And you can, if you look. I'll not show up on this camera. I bought transparent medium brown for the back. And I bought a clear gloss to do the whole thing. So this had, I don't know how many coats. I emptied all 3 tins onto it in various coats. The front maybe got 8 coats of the amber, the back 8 coats of brown, and then 8 coats of the clear gloss, and then I took another clear gloss because it still didn't look very good, and put another clear gloss on it. So this has had 4 days worth of paint and lacquer on it. And when you rub it down, it's still microns thin, and you go through in places. So what I've ended up with is a sort of vintage blonde almost. You can see through it, but it's not very bright. It's certainly not the deep amber I was looking for. But I've learned my lesson. I should have realised I'm not very good at painting. I'm useless at woodwork. The woodwork also shows, by the way, on the headstock. When these come, the headstock is actually out to about there, and it's a sort of square cut thing. And the idea is that you shape the headstock to suit yourself. I just did the basic curved cut. My nephew bought one of these kits. He did a sort of off-centre curve. I've seen them redone as PRS headstocks by people who know what they're doing. Cut and filled it all. So you get the choice. You could do a bookend type thing like the Gibsons do, the sort of open book look. And it's all good. So that was 5 minutes with a coping saw and an hour sanding to get that done. And that's about all the woodwork involved. When you assemble the guitar, most of the holes are in the right place and all the routing's very nice. The seal between the neck and the body is very good. You couldn't get anything in there. The routing on the body for the humbuckers was very nice, very precise. It wasn't as rough as a lot I've seen on these cheaper kits. And it all goes together okay. The only holes I had to re-drill were the ones that hold the neck in place for these 4 screws. They were very, very tight. They were too tight. They were just slightly misaligned. So a quick re-drill and that solved that problem. You may find the same thing. You may find 1 or 2 of the holes maybe slightly tough to get in. You can re-drill it if you want. There's no problems. It's not hard. What else did we do? On this one, if you'll notice on the neck, on the fretboard, I've got PRS style birds. These are just inlay stickers from inlaystickers.com, which is a Japanese website. It was one of the few I found that sell these things, and they're brilliant. I was well impressed. And they are simply just stickers, little plastic stickers that go on very easily, and they cost a couple of dollars. This set I think was $7 plus $3 delivery anywhere in the world. So it worked out at £5, and they came within like 6 days from Osaka, Japan. So brilliant, excellent service. Go on very easily. Although they are 0.07mm thin, when you first put them on, you will feel them. You can feel them if you rub across them when there are no strings on your guitar. The minute you string it, you don't even notice them. You can still play all your... You can do all your bends, no problem, you don't notice them at all. So don't get in the way. Didn't even notice. So it plays as normal, but you can customise it to suit yourself. You get the tree of life, you can get cherry blossoms, cat paws, iron crosses, anything. Very good, well worth the money. The decal on the headstock, Mitchell, I made myself. It's just a print out onto decal paper, which we found. Decal paper is just a normal sort of printer paper. You print out your design, you spray it with an acrylic spray, and half an hour later it's a water slide transfer. It's almost like doing your old Airfix kits and model kits. Cut around it, put it in a bowl of water for a minute, take it out, slide it on. Job's done. Brilliant thing. So what else can we say? Let me see. So, pros and cons. You get your own guitar that you made. Now, let's say I've got my own decals, my own inlay stickers. And a lot of people actually stick with the standard humbuckers on these. They're pretty fruity. They're 8.5K when you put the meter across them. Now, I'm just playing that through a little smoky amp. I don't have my Marshall here. But they're pretty beefy, they're pretty good. And I like them. I'll replace them if something comes along named like Seymour Duncan's, or if I can find a set of bare knuckles cheap enough, I would stick them in instead. But out the box they're fine. The only problem is not, well, with the electronics, is the wiring itself. These kits come pre-soldered, and all you have to do to actually join everything together is there's little bullet type connectors you push together, and they give you some heat shrink tubing if you want to shrink down the heat shrink on it to seal it. And that works fine. Unfortunately, they've wired it completely wrong. When you put these all together, fire it up, the volume and tone pots become on-off switches. There's literally no movement in them. Nothing full. And the tone is really muted. It's pretty bad. I got a wiring diagram off the net, had a look, and they're wired completely wrong. Capacitors in the wrong place, connections in the wrong place. The lead from the jack socket goes to the wrong place. So it took me an hour with a soldering iron to sort everything out. And now I've got a volume. And it works, it isn't just on and off. Same with the tone, it all works. So you have to know what you're doing there. Now that seems to be every one of these that I've seen. As I say, my nephew bought one, exactly the same problem. The wiring is bizarre, it's all wrong. So be aware when you buy this, you will need to sort that. You can play it as long as you don't mind having an on-off switch instead of a volume control. What else? This particular guitar has a problem as well with the frets. Now you can get the action down really low on these, it's very good. I was impressed, it's very easy to play. Unfortunately on this one, the 13th fret here is actually a little high at one side, up here between the E and the A. Kills it stone dead. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to dress that fret. I'll have to rub it down just a fraction of a millimetre, and then this will be perfect again. I'll do that later tonight. So the action, you can get really low, plays really good, but as I say, when I first got it I thought, oh, there must be something wrong with the truss or whatever in around the 12th frets. But when you checked it, it was actually the fret itself is very, very slightly high. So be aware there are issues like that, it's possible. So on the whole, I like it, I still like it. I wish I'd got somebody to paint it for me though, somebody that knew what they were doing, was good with varnishes and lacquers and so forth, because then it would have had a much better, deeper flame effect. But I'm still happy as Larry with the thing. As you can see, I actually bought gold hardware all round, rather than the silver hardware that comes with the kits. These come with silver, and the volume knobs are little black plastic things, because most of the money seems to have gone on the woods and so forth. I replaced it, I spent 45 quid on Axis RS, and I replaced everything with gold. Now, the big thing you have to replace on any of these kits that I've seen is the tuning heads, the machine heads, the tuning pegs. I replaced the standard silver ones with gold locking ones that are copies of Spertzels. These actually turn and lock the string in place so it doesn't slip anywhere. That's a must on every kit that I've ever seen. The tuning heads on most of the kits are real cheap, 10 quid jobs. You have to replace them or your guitar will go out of tune before you finish the song. With these were 23 quid for these lockers, and they work brilliantly. It doesn't go out of tune, and it's really nice to tune, really smooth, no play. Well, if you buy one and you don't get these, then you're buying a guitar that goes out of tune. So there you go, that's my guitar. It was interesting to build. If I build another one, it will be somebody else painting it. But I didn't mind building it. It took some time, but what the hell. kept me occupied, and now I know a lot more about the guitar. And I know all the foibles of the guitar because I built it. So I would recommend them, they're interesting, and if you're good with DIY, if you know how to handle a jigsaw and you know how to paint and lacquer and so forth, then go for it. It's an experience. And you end up with a really nice playable guitar at the end of it. So I would recommend them. I would give it maybe 3.5, 4 out of 5. As long as you don't mind spending a little extra on the hardware itself. Certainly the machine heads, maybe the pickups, and rewiring the thing. So there you go. That's the Saga HT-10 PRS guitar.